Well, that might just have been one of the longest weeks of my life. It's 8 days since I was last here in the new Lego City studio, and I've been away because I've been waiting for my wood to arrive. It took absolutely ages. I ordered it at the same time as I ordered these tables. IKEA got the tables delivered within a couple of days. The wood, and to be fair, I've ordered quite a lot of it. The wood has taken, 10 days? 11 days to come, but it has finally arrived. I've had confirmation via email that it is down in the post room in the building where the Lego City lives. Not that it's much of a Lego City at the moment, my IKEA table city. So I'm going to go down there. Hopefully it's going to be there and we can get some wood set up in this room and hopefully get to the point where we have our layout complete, and maybe in the next video can even start bringing some Lego in. But this is a big test. Those of you who watched the development stage of our first Lego City last year will know that as much as I am a planner, as much as I'm a planner, the one area where I do fall short is measuring and getting my measurements right. And I know one of these pieces of wood is already the wrong size because we've amended the layout of the room. We've decided just to go with 2 tables here behind me rather than 3 because I realised it was quite important to be able to walk around the room. I say I realised, you lot told me in the comments and you were right. So one of the pieces of wood is too long. Matt's going to be meeting me here in a little while with his big chopper and is going to rectify that problem for me. I'm not allowed to use power tools, but Matt will be here to rescue me. So hopefully all the other pieces of wood do fit. And once we've cut that last one to size, that should fit as well. And then we're just waiting for one more thing, because the other thing that I need is the little table spaces, the little support legs that are going to be for building the raised platform. They're on their way from China. They have apparently entered the UK. Again, I ordered them at the same time as everything else, but the ones that I get, they're the ones I've used before. I didn't realise they came all the way over from China, or else I might have ordered some different ones, but they should be here within a couple of days. So hopefully today, wood is done. By the end of the week, raised platform is done as well. And then we really can start putting some Lego in this room. Also, at the end of the video today, I've got some designs to show you for our first custom modular, which we've been designing over on Patreon. So that's coming up later in the video. But first, we need to go and find the wood. So in case you were wondering, this is what £600 worth of wood looks like. I imagine if I'd have been an adult capable of cutting it myself, it would have been a lot cheaper. But we've got some 3 18mm pieces on the bottom, which are for the raised platform. And then all the rest is just to level out the tabletops, which is 9mm. It's the exact same dimensions we used in the old Lego City. So fingers crossed, it all fits. Right, I've got that back row in, and reassuringly, it fits. So we've still got room to have the lamps sneaking out around the side of it. You can just about see, if we go under here, we have a little bit of overhang, and we can probably move these tables forward a little bit because there's no overhang on the back. But the idea is a couple of centimetres overhang on each side of the table, because then we can fit exactly 7 base plates along the width. And then I think is it 4 base plates deep? It might be 5. I think it's 4. I think it's each one of these does 4x7 base plates. So this whole back area should be 4x21. So we're going to have 60 base plates on that back area there. And then I need to work out these front bits. We're going to have to move some of the tables around underneath because, again, the idea is we have gap, and you can see we've got exposed table there. So these tables need to move along a little bit. And we've also got some slightly narrower pieces of wood. And I think I need to get my diagram out and work out what's going where. And then the thicker pieces just go along the back and are slightly smaller than the big pieces that are there in this direction. So they should come to like here to allow us, I think I've allowed 4 studs to build a retaining wall all the way along it in front of the raised platform. We iterate, we learn from mistakes. And so far, it seems to be working. I do have to fix these planks together as well. I have got these, which will be going underneath in the bits where it's not resting on the table, just to connect them together, just to keep the whole thing connected. What we don't want is to lean on something here and have one plank of wood move and knock the whole city down. So it all needs to kind of be connected together. That might be a job when Matt gets here. I need to find my diagram and work out the puzzle. Okay, I think I've just about figured it out. So this spare long piece here was originally the one that was going to come along here and basically block off this walkway because I measured wrong. So we've now got a gap at this end where there should be a fourth piece this size, but that fourth piece is this size, so a little bit too big. So this just needs cutting off to be the same size as these three pieces that we've got here, and then that will fit in there. The one problem we are going to have is the frame that we've built to hold the backdrop up. The wood beam is right there at the edge of the table. So you can see where the wood overhangs the table a little bit. It's not going to be able to do that just there. So we either cut out a little notch or just have the table not go quite so far back there. We can't really adjust it like this all the way along because that then gives us a gap here. And I'd rather have this bit join up, I think, and then just have this bit come in a little bit narrower if it needs to, because this area here is what I'm intending on using eventually for the medieval area. So that area, it's less crucial that it's all perfectly even base plates because it's not going to be loads of square modular buildings. There's going to be, I mean, this could easily be the sea and we just have a couple of studs shaved off the sea and I trim a base plate down. So I think I'm leaning towards just cutting out a notch so it kind of goes square around where that beam is. But I'll take Matt's thoughts on it when he arrives. We are definitely going to need to join the wood together because, as you can see, it does have a tendency to separate in places. As you push on it on one side, it then kind of pulls it in another direction. But I've pulled the tables out, so we've got a little bit of space between where the tables are. So we've now got good support under all this on all sides. This area at the front is where the bulk of the downtown of the city is going to go. I think this is a much bigger area than I thought. This area, the lower city area, now I'm seeing it all in one go. It feels as big as my old Lego city. It's awesome. And then, of course, we've got the raised area at the back. The more I see it all come together, the more excited I get. Now we just need Matt to turn up in his capacity as a grown-up and tell me why what I've done is wrong. But I don't think it is. I think I'm slowly but surely becoming an adult as part of this process. I'm in handyman puberty, I think. And I'll tell Matt that, and he'll love it. My glamorous assistant has arrived with his big chopper, which is just setting up at the moment so that we can through what we need to through. And yeah, easy. I'm very good at DIY. I'm learning that as part of this process. I'm just very good at all of this. It's almost as if someone else just steps in and does all the grown-up stuff while I just chat into a camera. But it can't be that. That would be weird, wouldn't it? Progress report, there's been lots of measuring, like loads more measuring than I'd have done. I mean, I wouldn't have measured it. I'd have just lined it up roughly where I wanted it and whooshed across there. But he's measured it multiple times. We've scribbled on the bit that is not required, which is fancy. And now he's got his whizzer out, and I think he's about to start doing some whizzing. He's moving the big pieces now, look, while I do the important stuff, holding the camera. I freaked out when the motion sensing lights went off in the corridor halfway through. I thought he'd cut the power to the building until I realised the saw was still going and all these lights were still on. But there we go. It's now definitely 100% guaranteed to be the correct size. And we can just wedge it in. Problem solved. I should have just bought a couple of trees in the first place. Could have saved loads of money on wood cutting. Got Matt to cut it all.
Did offer.
I don't know how you take a tree and make it into a flat board like this, though. That's the process I would have struggled with, I think. Right, so it does fit, apart from the kerfuffle at the end. So you can see where the plank that holds the thing up is there. And we can't move that back any further because we've got the, I don't even know what that is, toilet pipe, probably. Might hold the building up, probably shouldn't cut it out. So I think the plan is cut out a little notch so that it can push back. You can see we don't need to go back very far. It will fit, it will be fine. And that area there, we'll just have to make sure that's C or something. So it doesn't matter that we'll lose a few studs just in that corner. It'll be fine. Magic. And there we go, boys and girls. Fits in perfectly, as if it was made to measure. Beautiful stuff. And we now have wood everywhere. We just need legs. And then I'll finally be able to put some Lego in the room. I'm not going to join the tables together today because I just need to double check that they're in exactly the right position, especially these ones that join up above. I need to make sure that my base plates actually go in a row. I think each one of the big bits at the back is exactly 7 base plates wide. So I'm thinking if it joins up exactly like that, then it's probably going to be right. And looks like it's 1 base plate's worth of width extra there. But rather than guessing it, I'm actually going to bring a base plate and double check. And then there's space underneath on all of these just to whack some of these in to join them together. So that should be easy enough to do. And if I fail, I'll just tape them like I did last time, and it worked fine. We're laughing up there, little fella. Tape's fine. Tape's good.
The tape's fine when you're not dealing with hundreds of kilos of wood.
So faffy. Many hours later, I am now home. It is 5 to 10. We've just finished streaming. It was quite fun. I built the new upscaled. I'll show you now here. So I built that guy who looks great, and I now think I probably need to use that as the basis for making custom Kev and Anna upscaled minifigs. And I also built the new Creator 3-in-1 Flamingo to go with the little Flamingo that came with the giraffe last year. Built that one the other day as well. There's been some great sets come out in March. This is my shelf of things that needs a more permanent home. But now I am back home, I can finish this video, I guess. I promised I was going to show you the Block Party HQ design. So I'll show you that in a second. I'll tell you what, this feels like my old daily vlogging days. I stopped daily vlogging in 2019, but sitting here at 10 o'clock at night, having to finish a video, then knowing I've got to edit it to get it out tomorrow. It's quite good fun. I'm enjoying this almost daily content we're doing on this channel at the moment. We're aiming for 5 videos a week and 2 streams a week. So basically daily content, and it's so much fun. But I do still have some work to do in the Lego City before I can start moving Lego in there. Me and Matt just ran out of time earlier. This is the problem with having to fit around that man selfishly having a job and only being able to come and help me in the evenings. It does mean that obviously we didn't have very much time. We just managed to get the wood cut, didn't manage to get the tables attached together. So I need to nip back either tomorrow, maybe Wednesday, or I'm feeling a Lego store trip on Wednesday because the T-Rex set is out. I want to go to the Legoland store, actually, I think, the Legoland Discovery Centre, because there's the new T-Rex set, and also there's a new Legoland exclusive set that I want for the theme park in the city. So it might be tomorrow or Thursday I head back over to just use those little braces to connect the wood together so we don't have the wood sliding around all over the place. When I lean on it over here, I don't want it to move over there. And then the little riser leg things that are coming from China should be here by Friday. So ideally, they arrive in the next day or two, and I can head back over on Thursday, connect the tables together, get the raised platform in, and then start moving some Lego over. Although, having now seen it in person, I am tempted to go for a 3rd tier on the raised platform and have another level behind that first level, because the first level of raised platform is 4 base plates deep, and I could put another one, maybe not all the way across, that goes 2 base plates deep, and that goes 2 base plates deep and could potentially have like a tiered city on a hill, which would allow me to fit 2 rows of modulars on the raised platform and then more of a downtown block setup on the bottom level of the city, and then use the 2 flanks for the other stuff, the theme park, the beach, the medieval area, all that kind of stuff, Ninjago land, all those kind of bits that we need to fit in. So lots of ideas buzzing around in my head again. I'm going to be, as soon as I finish with this video, going to be back on Excel playing around with that before I go to bed. But it is all very exciting times. But I need to show you Block Party HQ. So I'm going to jump over to the computer and show you that. So it's important that I give credit where it's due for this. So this is the design that it is based on. This is the arcade modular by Ari.bricks on Rebrickable. So if you want to build your own version of this, I urge you to go and buy the Rebrickable instructions. As you can see, I already have. And I basically spent about 20 hours using those instructions to teach me how to use Bricklink Studio and then make lots of changes to the design that we've ended up with. So this was our starting point. So a little 3-story building with a bowling alley downstairs. I don't know if you can see it on these plans. Yeah, bowling alley downstairs. Next floor, vending machines outside. Next floor up was a games arcade, and then the top floor is a bar with a little pool table, and then there's a little boba shop next door. My plans, we're gutting the interiors out. I've got my own plans for interiors, but these are the kind of design phases I went through. And I'm just showing you the renders because Bricklink Studio is a little bit clunky and I don't have the older versions in it. So this was my first version where I basically changed the sign to a block party or block and then some circles that I can put the party stickers on. You can see I've made some of the arcade tables and furniture but couldn't quite get them into the building. I later decided to just gut the inside and rip all of that out, so all this eventually does go away, but that was me having basically using the instructions step by step to learn the software. I very quickly realized this version was going to cost me over £1,000 in parts because there are some rare colors, some rare pieces, some pieces that you can't get hold of anymore. So we had to very much start swapping out some of those pieces, swapping out some of those colors, which then took me to here for version 2, which you can see I'm trying to get some of the Lego colors involved. So trying to really make these look like Lego bricks on the side. I figured yellow brick must be cheap, right? We must be able to get yellow and blue bricks. They're basic colors. Well, I tell you, a lot of these pieces aren't available in yellow, or at least not consistently in the same yellow. So you've got bright yellow and yellow in their slightly different shades, and some of the more obscure shapes are only available in one shade and some of the basic ones are only available in the other. So bottom line, yellow wasn't going to work. Red, however, does work. So we managed to get red in for the splurgy background color here. We've still got a few, I mean, we're really focusing in on the Lego style colors. So the blue, the red, the yellow, the green, the kind of core Lego colors. But at this point, we've still got a boba shop in. We've still got all the interior in. You can see the bowling alleys in there still. I'm not fully happy with how the sign is looking. So we did a poll on Patreon and I said, what do we do about the interior? Do we rip it out? Do we keep it? They voted unanimously to get rid of the boba shop. So we got rid of that and replaced that with a Lego tile, which is one of the tiles that came with the delivery truck that came out last year. And you can see I've ripped out the interior as well. There's no longer a bowling alley in there. It's just empty, and it's empty on every floor. The only thing I've left in is that bar upstairs, and everything is completely empty. And then I just tweaked a few more of the colours, making sure all the parts were available, sorting out the sign as well, so it was a little easier to find. I also found these pieces, which are the keys from the typewriter set that retired last year. You can pick them up on Bricklink, so we can go full block party, which is very, very cool. And then I think my plan for the interior, although we're not buying any interior initially, we're leaving it empty and adding the interior in afterwards. But I think my plan will be for the downstairs to be like a social meetup area. Because remember, this is Block Party HQ. So this will be a place for our sig figs to hang out with your sig figs in a little like social area down the bottom. This middle floor is going to be like Anna's gaming zone, because Anna big into the games. So there'll be a couple of arcade machines in there, not the ones from the original design, probably the ones from like the Pac-Man machine, the Atari machine. There's lots of little mini ones. I think there's one in the NES as well, but there's lots of cool little machines that I've already got, and we'll put like a sofa and a PlayStation and a big screen in there for Anna to game on. And then the top floor, I've left the bar in but got rid of the pool table, and I think up there we're going to do a tiny little mini Lego city. So there'll be a Lego city up on the top floor, and then this area here, which has got the Lego sign on, will just be for Lego storage. So this is where we're going to take all of the sets that came with the delivery truck, the various Lego store sets that I've had, and just basically pile up boxes of Lego in there. And that's our Lego storage, and then it goes up there to become the Lego city. That's where Anna hangs out when she's hiding from the rest of us, and that's where we hang out on the base floor of Block Party HQ. And I think it looks really, really cool. And most importantly, because of the work I've done, swapping out the colours, swapping out the pieces, I reckon I can get the pieces for this on Bricklink for about £250. So this is going to be our first Patreon custom modular that we add into the city. I'm going to order the parts next month. I've spent all my Patreon money on wood this month. You may have seen that earlier in the video. But next month, this is where the Patreon money is going. We are going to be picking up all the parts for this and then hopefully getting it added into the city. And as soon as we hit the next milestone in Patreon, we're committing to a full street of these custom modulars, Patrons Alley. So there'll be more stuff to come as well, which of course will all be designed in conjunction with the folks over on Patreon. But I think it's really, really cool. A few people have already asked me to release the instructions. I don't know that I can. It's probably not the ethical thing to do because it's still so heavily based on somebody else's design. They should make the money on it. I shouldn't give away their design for free effectively. So you can see the colours that I'm switching to. You can see the changes that I've made. We might do a thing where if you can prove to me that you've bought it, I'll then send you my additions to it for free. We'll figure out a way to do it. I don't know. We'll figure something out. But if people really, really want to build it, we'll find a way. But I want to make sure the original designer gets credited and gets their money. Because money is important, boys and girls. But I think it looks really cool. Really looking forward to seeing it take its spot in the city. And hopefully you are too. Feel free to use the comment section to give me your suggestions for other custom buildings you would like to see us put together for the Lego City. And on the topic of buildings for the Lego City, I've bought a modular. So expect to see more on that in a video either later this week or early next, because one of the 8 remaining ones is on its way to me. Hopefully. I've bought it used, so we'll see how good eBay is. It's all for science. But I think we will wrap this video up here. If you've enjoyed it, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for loads more Lego content. And thank you very much for watching.